Okay, so I've ordered a Polygon bicycle, the Stratos S2, and out the box this is what you get. So everything's cable tied together, comes in sturdy packaging and whatnot. Most of the brands that I've unpacked and whatnot so far use considerably more packing material than this, so this has really been packed quite lightly. Again, they're using nice bits and pieces just to protect the fork and whatnot. Yeah, it looks fair enough. Nothing special, nothing extraordinary, but bicycle that looks alright. I was really just after getting one wheel out at the moment, but there you go. So I'll video a little more when it's built up a bit. One thing to pay careful attention to when you're unpacking one of these bicycles is that they put the crank arm through the spokes of the front wheel. So if you go in and just try and remove this front wheel, there's a very good chance you're going to actually buckle some of these spokes, and then that's just going to defeat the whole purpose of buying something online when you have to take it to store and have them straighten your wheel out. So bear that in mind. Yeah. I've found so far with getting these bicycle wheels off of that crank, the way it's been put through there is actually to rotate it as you take it off, and it actually slides off really very easily. If you pull it straight, it generally gets caught. Just something to note. So back again with the Polygon bicycle. Just some bits and pieces that I've got extra for some lights and whatnot. Didn't think this through. Need a knife. Finally got into the box. So got your front wheel axle there, and in the box they do actually give you a couple of things, and I have dropped something. Alright, so they're giving you some rubber cable guards. They're quite nice. It's a handy little tool there, 15-13 bike hand. That works. I've already got much better stuff than that. They give you manuals, garbage pedals. Don't put these on anything but a... They'll actually do on my little... I'll use those for that bicycle. They're better pedals than I've got currently on there. They give you a bell, and with the bell, and they actually give you a little park tool. Now I lost mine a little while ago, so that's brilliant. They give you a little manual here. Just use a sharp steel ruler and you're golden with that type of thing. Okay. And you get your little owner's manual, which basically tells me how I'm going to set up the bike and various bits and pieces, which I'm really not interested in reading at all. Okay, so here's the rest of the bike. Now we got the front wheel off, and I brought that in. It's just sitting over there. Inflated the tires to a tire to 100 pounds per square inch. The rest of the bike now, just gonna lift it up. I don't have a bike stand, so I'm just gonna prop it up. And if you've got a spinning bike at home, they really do make a great little stand for you so that you can do just that. One thing I will say about the Polygon bicycle is that the handlebars come wrapped in bloody cling film. And this stuff, the way they've put it on, is just ripping and tearing, and it's a nightmare to get off. I have no idea. Just stick it in a plastic bag. Do you have to do that? It's a small complaint, but for goodness sake. Just noted there, with the stem that's straight out the factory, they've put the little bolts on with a machine or something, because you can see there's no need to have them tightened up the way they were. It took a considerable amount of effort, and I thought I was going to strip it as is, to just taking this bolt out, and you can see the bolt is showing sign a little bit that it's digging out the aluminium, so that's a bit of a negative for it. But for the price so far, I'm still happy. Okay, so this is just a little video report that I'm doing on the Polygon Stratus S2. It's upside down on the floor with its wheels removed, in case you're wondering, why is it such a funny shape? In any case, I've done now riding during the week, 20 kilometers a day, and just to work and back. It's involved, unfortunately, riding in extreme cold, or I call 5 degrees in the morning, without much in the way of jumpers and stuff. A bit silly to ride in. I've stuck it through a hailstorm, which is something that I really hope never to do again on a bicycle. Just sheerly from the pain side of things, it was quite far up there with pain. The little Kenda Contender tires, I've done about 80 kilometers this past week. I only cycled in 4 times. I have been across some patches that looked like they had glass on them, but so far there's been no cuts or anything to the tire itself, and it's still got the casting strip on the center of the tire, so it's showing next to no wear. But then again, 80 kilometers is nothing for a road bike. Most people do that in one morning. What I was doing just now, I got bored, so took the tires off and took the it apart just to have a look at the rims out of curiosity, and I'm glad I did, because inside the rim here you can see that where they've drilled the holes through, they haven't reamed the holes, so there's actually, if you were to run your finger along there, you probably pick up bits and pieces of aluminium embedded in your finger. And I assume at 110 pounds per square inch that these little flakes of metal and whatnot will cut through the rather light tape. And actually in most cases you can see there that it's already making a fairly good cut on that, and there is aluminium bits and pieces of metal, like that one there. That's that one's almost cut all the way through already. So after 80 kilometers now, I don't want to have a blowout or anything like that. I go down a couple of really, well, I go down a couple of hills. Whether they're steep or not is probably perspective. And I'd hate to have a blowout, so I'm going to take each of these rims and individually on every single one of these 32 spoke hole rims, and I think there's 32 anyway, is go and ream out with a little bit of sandpaper, and a chopstick, believe it or not, works really well for that. Just wrap the chopstick in the sandpaper, stick it through the holes, and away you go, type thing. You can get through it quite quickly. But overall, the bicycle has been pretty good so far. Okay, so latest thing, I'm now up at 100 kilometers with this little Polygon Stratus S2. And I did notice the brakes weren't the best. They weren't really bitey, and certainly you could get way into them and the wheels would sort of gradually slow down. They definitely didn't bite or grip very well and seem to slide along the rim rather than gripping it really well. So what I did was I upgraded them, and I don't know if it will focus in on that, to Swiss stop brakes. And they fit really nicely. That's the entire caliper and little pad there. Going quite nicely. Got them all lined up and whatnot. Haven't ridden them just yet, but it's the BPX version of them. They say it's good for aluminium and high performance. So it's going to be perfect for me, considering that I'm going along and cycling a huge distance, or something along the lines of 20 kilometers a day on average. But yeah, so far, comfy bike. I'm 196 centimeters tall. This is the extra large 58 centimeter frame, as on their website there. And it's really good. It's really quick. It seems to climb not badly. Yeah, overall, super happy with it at the end of the day. And I'm gonna just hold on to it and cycle it until it's toast. Anyway, that's pretty much, I suppose, my attempt at a review for the Polygon Strattos.